going to... Anyway, hi, welcome to this live stream. We are doing this to celebrate the fact that we are at 500,000 subscribers. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting because we've been doing this for about 2.5 years, 3 years. So it's been a long time coming. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for sticking around. What do you want to thank them for?
Just sticking around with the nutcase that is Donal.
Yes, I'm glad you're here. We are going to do a Q&A right at the end of this video, but before that we're going to do our February favourites, the things we're very excited about this month. So if you have a burning question you'd like to ask us, both of us, are you up for a few questions?
Nice ones, but yes.
Keep the nice ones coming, but yes, we are going to do a Q&A. I have the laptop in front of me, so we'll keep an eye on the comments as they come in. So yes, ask really good questions and think of your best ones, and we'll save up the best ones at the end. In fact, I'll keep looking through them. Sophie, cool. You're going to fire off with our February favourites. We haven't really done one of these videos before, but I think the idea of it is basically you kind of talk about your favourite things that you're loving this month. And we've just moved into a brand new house, so I think from our point of view, it's like we're finding things that we're getting settled into a new home with, and you've a few little things that you have, and I have a few little things.
You asked me to do this, and I had no idea what to get, and I have a whole pile now.
So it kind of looks, if anyone from UK or Ireland, there used to be this show called The Generation Game. We have all these little objects out, and they're all lined up, so I think that's exactly what we're going to do, basically talk through. We don't have a furry toy, that's the only thing, or is it a furry animal? Anyway, okay, Sophie, you take it away, I'll look at the comments.
Right, okay. I don't know where to start. I'll start with this. When we finally have a house, I got to frame our wedding photos, and this is my favourite one. It has Max and his ball in it, so it means a lot to me anyways. I don't know if you...
Well, we had the wedding photos for a very long time, like printed but not in any sort of frame because we didn't have a house for the year after we got married. So yeah, I think that looks great. And Sophie's basically done this all over the house. Wherever you go, there's like I think there's enough pictures of us in the house now.
We need to. Well, I can show you the second one then.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is another.
I thought we were doing it one each.
I know, but I'm clicking over.
Oh fine, okay. She's on a roll.
This amazing poster saying Goteborg, where I'm from in Sweden, and it's nice having it hanging in the house because it makes me feel a bit more like home. And we're very far away.
Who got you that?
You did.
Yeah. That was my Christmas present, Sophie. We didn't go big on Christmas presents because we're moving to a whole new house in a new country, so...
Yeah. Something that could fit into a suitcase.
Exactly. So, yeah, I got that in a shop called Grandpa in Goteborg, and it's nice to have those little touches of home in a brand new country. I mean, we're what, 10,000 miles? Don't
talk about it.
We're a long way from home right now, so it's all about those little touches that make it feel like home. Yeah. So right, you've done frames, you've got your photographs, and I think it is a good thing for anyone who's kind of getting settled into a new house. It's a good thing to kind of print out photos that are familiar to you and something that kind of makes you feel a bit at home.
Yeah, it makes it personal, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, we moved into this house and it was all furnished, so like we had all the furniture, so it's hard to kind of put your own stamp on it. I think those little touches do make a difference.
Our old house in Ireland, we used to have. You spent about a day when we were traveling in Vietnam getting these really cool posters, and having them on the wall, you know, like reminds you of where you've been and what you've done. Yeah, and I love that personal touch. Yeah, it's a pity because back in Ireland I had a man kit, which was basically a gift Sophie gave me one Christmas of like screwdrivers and hammers and drills, and I don't have that here, so just wait for your next birthday.
I wonder what it's going to be. Right, okay, so on to my first favourite. So your first favourite was...
Mine too.
You've got your... is that two? Have you done two?
One. No,
one. Okay, so my favourite for February is I have recently become obsessed with hot yoga. You guys know on Facebook and on Instagram stories that like I talk about yoga and meditation and all these things, and now that we've come to LA, I feel like I can fully be myself, and I've gone all out on the yoga, and we are obsessed. In fact, you come to one or two classes.
I come to two, yeah. I almost passed out the first time I did hot yoga. I had to lie down, and the teacher came and gave me salt water because I was spinning a little bit.
So at one point during the class, I looked back and Sophie's sitting at the back wall of the class, drinking a tiny glass of water with salt in it that the teacher was sitting down with her giving it. But yes, so we need to work up to it.
You're doing better at it.
Yeah, we've some new friends who introduced us to this hot 8 yoga, which is like a kind of, I suppose there's all sorts of different types of hot yoga you can do around the world, but this one in LA we've been doing that and core power yoga. But if you have never tried it or you're terrified to try it, just go and do it.
It's amazing.
It is amazing, and my mom has been talking about doing this for a long time, and I just always threw my nose up about it because I thought I sweat a lot when I get exercising, so I was like, I do not want to be a sweaty mess more than I normally am.
But everyone's a sweaty mess doing hot yoga,
that's
so
true.
you're on the same page.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, and the fact that everyone else is kind of part of that whole process means that you don't feel as self-conscious. So hot yoga is my thing at the moment, and one thing that you do need when you do hot yoga is a towel, because your mat basically is sopping wet at the end. I'm really not selling this to you, but it is fantastic. So we ordered these little towels. I think they were like $12 or something like that, or $20. But you do need these mats to put on your own yoga mat so that you don't slip, as well as soaking up all the lovely sweat. You also need it to sorry, this is terrible. Anyway, you need it so that you don't slip all over the place. So it's I don't know, what's that material called? I can't remember. Microfiber.
It's what you clean like glass with.
Yes, it's a microfiber. So once you're done sweating in the sweaty yoga,
find it, you know where all the
yeah, exactly. If you've sweated it up a storm, you can go clean your glass after it. Anyway, so that's one of my favorites. Obsessed with hot yoga. We're going. What's the thing we're going to tonight? It's a sound bath. Has anyone ever? I realize anyone from Ireland watching this is probably cringing, but anyway, sound bath. It's the thing, and I have no idea what it is, but apparently they have this like circular glass thing. I'm
sure you'll share afterwards.
I will.
What it is.
I'm all over this LA lifestyle, and I'm fully absorbing, and I realise how ridiculous it is at the same time, so bear with me. Anyway, you go. What's your next favourite? I'm going to look at the comments and see how things are going.
My second favourite is this little book that Joanna, that works with us, gave me over Christmas, I think it was. And it's for happy notes, and since we got here I've been a little bit homesick, and Donal's been away quite a lot. But it's nice to write down your top 10 favourite things of the day, or your most positive memory, anything positive basically before you go to bed, and it kind of reminds you to stay positive and happy, and you go to bed happy, which is helps with the next day as well. So it's been a nice little support for me.
And I think that whole idea of creating a pattern, or a routine before bed or in the morning, having something like that, kind of refocusing and clicking that reset button, because if you had a terrible day, I think if you have something like that is like your reset button, so that you can kind of focus on what's good in the world and focus on what's good in life.
It doesn't have to be a terrible day, but it could be the fact that, I don't know, if you feel down and you manage to take Max for a walk or something, you have to sometimes you have to give yourself credit for the mundane stuff you do too. So.
Mundane? What if you don't do anything mundane and everything's just epic?
Then your life is pretty good.
Then you don't need the thank you notes. Forget about the thank you notes. Anyway, there's lovely comments coming in. Keep them coming in. They're really, we're really loving the fact that there's lots of people watching. So everyone's saying they like your jumper.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's actually funny that we made the thumbnail for the video and realised that you're wearing the exact same jumper.
I think you need to get another jumper the same size.
Someone says, have you found your favourite local Mexican restaurant? We have. There's a place called Guisados. Anyway, it's in Echo Park, and they do the most epic tacos. There's one super spicy one that Sophie watched me order, and then I was in tears because it was so hot. It was basically all chilies in a taco. So yes, we do have lots of favourite taco places, but that is one of the key ones.
The favourite one there, remember, Donal doesn't like to give away when it's too spicy, I don't think.
So he had a good face.
He starts eating, and then there's the eyes are getting all glossy, and you know that maybe you're struggling a little bit. I
try and pretend through the pain, basically, but Sophie always does it. Someone asked, when are you coming back to Níos Moran? Na cuma tú tilbaka to Níos Moran? Not very soon. We haven't, because we're now in LA, it's harder to go back and do the Swedish show that I was doing last year, or the year before.
Never say never.
Never say never. I would love to do it. I actually got asked to do Fångarna på fortet, which is a Swedish version of the Crystal Maze or Takeshi's Castle, or one of those crazy Japanese style game shows. I would love to do that, so maybe someday soon. Anyway, right, back to my favorites. Big thing this month, and because we have a house that is basically not filled with, I don't have my cookbook collection, and it is killing me that I don't have all these cookbooks. But that's what I was going to say. So I've just started collecting cookbooks, and people have been sending us cookbooks, and we've got a really nice selection. So cookbooks are one of my favorites for February, because we've been getting some lovely ones been sent to us. One is from a fellow YouTuber, Caroline Artis, and I met Caroline. She's actually been here for lunch as well.
Yeah.
She has a new book called Beauty Foods, and it's filled with lots of foods that will make you beautiful. And why wouldn't you want that in your life? It's a great book, and it's beautifully illustrated as well. Lots of lovely recipes in here for foods that are full of nutrients and full of vitamins. And actually, what's quite interesting about this is that all the foods she talks about are beneficial to different parts of the body, like bones and teeth and muscles and lots of different things. So if you're kind of on a health food kick and you're still going through February or through to February from January, this is a great little book to check out, Beauty Foods. We'll leave, for all of our favourites, we will leave a comment in, no, we won't leave a comment, we'll leave it in the description box. Go check the description box after this video is live and we'll stick them all in there. That's another one. This one is one of my faves, and actually there's an Irish version of this already out, but this has just arrived in the United States of America. It's by Susan Jane White and it's called The Virtuous Tart. It is one of my favourite healthy eating cookbooks, and it is, I love her style of writing. It's like crazy. In fact, I need to read you some of like the titles of the recipes, because I personally think Susan Jane White is slightly insane. I think it's all the healthy food she's been eating, and I love her for it because she's just all sorts of fun. I'm trying to find one. She has like crazy titles for some of these books, but what's the thing we always make from this, and it's just really good, the fudge. Yeah, she has WTF brownies, and they have like beetroot powder and crazy things like that. It's kind of an extreme one in terms of like if you're used to normal style cooking with butter and cream and things. This is a bit, it's extreme, but what's wonderful about it is that it's all very adaptable, and it's all very I suppose the way she writes makes it feel like it's achievable as well. So if you're interested in that sort of like, diets that gluten-free diets and sugar-free diets, this is a fantastic book to check out. I don't have any more of my examples. Anti-aging chocolate mousse, chocolate seed soldiers. I thought there's one that I have that I can't remember, I'll find it, but it's filled with lots of brilliant recipes, and I hope you will check it out. Susan Jane White, The Virtuous Tart, out in all good bookshops in America right now. This one, I feel like we're just showing books that people who have been to our house have been. But anyway, Elise from My Cupcake Addiction, she was here for brunch on Sunday, and she gave me a copy of her beautiful book, Sweet Celebrations. I like to think of Elise as the modern day Martha Stewart. She's going for that whole lifestyle brand sort of thing. And if there was one, in fact, we bonded over this, and one time when we did a collab, she actually sent me a copy of this brilliant magazine. It's Australian Woman's Weekly, and it basically was this magazine that we used to choose our birthday cakes out of when we were kids. And she knew it the minute I said it, and there was all sorts of like teddy bear cakes and like a pool cake. Yeah, it's so cool. And basically we used to choose our birthday cakes, and my aunt Erica used to make them. So it was a big thing. But anyway, this is like the modern version of that, and it's so cool. It's so colourful and vibrant, and there's loads of beautiful recipes. You were reading it last night. What did you think?
I love the colours compared to like your books that are very...
What's wrong with my books?
No, I'm not. No, I was going to say they're very like clean, and you're going for a white layout and stuff. She has...
Look at that.
Very colourful.
Definitely colourful. There's a Christmas tree cake. I mean, that's pretty epic. But I mean, like all of Elise's stuff, it's very much full on, and it's very much really epic bakes, and I love that.
She has the hot dog one.
Oh yeah?
I'll show you.
What is it?
No.
Yeah, I noticed last night. So Sophie was like, I was just doing my Instagram, doing my whatever I was doing on my phone, and I was like trying to talk to Sophie at the same time, and she was literally just ensconced in this book, watching and reading everything. So maybe she's keeping her eye on Elise. Maybe she wants to do something along those lines. I don't know. There was a hot dog one.
No, it's not.
But I love the fact that Elise is quite clever with the way she creates cakes. This is a perfect one. It's a hot dog cake with a pouring ketchup illusion. Very, very cool.
Brilliant.
It's insane. Like, again, mad stuff. And these are very extremely different cookbooks. And now I do have to mention this one, because this literally has just arrived. Sorry, subtle plug. But my new cookbook, Fresh, arrived this month. So this is definitely part of my cookbook favourites. This is a US version of Fresh, and I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to be doing lots of fun stuff in March in the next few weeks. In the lead up to this, I'm going to be on the Today Show. I'm going to be appearing on Rachel Ray's show. I'm going back to do Saturday Kitchen, which doesn't really link into that, but it's going to be a fairly crazy few weeks. But I should say we have a book signing in a Barnes and Noble in the Grove. Sophie's trying to tell me not to say this, but they posted, so I can now. So you're fine. Don't worry. See, she's always checking in on me. Anyway, we will be doing a book signing in the Grove in Los Angeles in the Barnes & Noble there, and we will leave the details for that in the description box below if Sophie lets me and doesn't stamp on my foot. But anyway, the US version of Fresh is going to be out in March 7th. And even though Sophie said it wasn't that colourful, I think there's lots of colourful, beautiful things in it.
I wasn't giving out.
Whatever, Sophie, it's too late now. Anyway, it's lots of healthy recipes, but more of a balanced approach to cooking. I mean, I personally, this book was written because I had kind of reached a burnout stage, and this was a book that just kind of transformed the way I eat. And I would say how we both eat, because it's more about balanced eating. I mean, yes, I love a good burger from every now and then, but I also love a good salad, and I think, there's lots of different inspirational, sort of healthy, but also balanced recipes in here. So if you're looking for a delicious cookbook just by me, make sure you check it out in the description box below. Right, that is I've done what, two?
Two.
My goodness. Okay, you go.
Do we need to speed this up a little bit?
No, you're fine. You're still watching, right, aren't you? Okay, go. Tell us what your next favourite is. I'll check the comments.
I was the most excited about the fact that we moved all the way to America, but I can get Swedish, what are they called? Crisp breads here. Which is like what I love to have when I go back to Sweden, and living as close as Ireland, I couldn't get it, but over here, it makes me feel like home again. That is the poster, and I feel perfectly fine.
Actually, when we first moved in, we went to IKEA, and I was sent to IKEA, and I came back with Kalles caviar, which is this like very typically Swedish thing that every Swede has in their fridge.
You're not selling Swedish cuisine.
You tell them what Swedish cuisine is, because that's what I think it is: crisp bread and Kalles caviar. No, there's far more to Swedish cuisine, but you were quite happy when I came home with that.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that you can go and get it like in any supermarket.
Thank you. Good. Right. Okay. There is a few comments coming in. We are keeping an eye on the comments, but we have to talk and do all these things at the same time. So normally Sophie sits behind the camera and reads the comments out to me. So it's a little bit different today.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I know.
How do you feel? Does it feel different?
I feel like I'm very speedy with my replies.
I'm the long-winded, never shutting up person here. Greetings from Jordan. Laura Marshall says, subtle plug. Will I do it again? Anyway, yes, you gotta do subtle plugs. Oh yeah, what you once said would start including more cups, ounces, and so. Please, if you could do that now because you're in the USA. Funny you should ask that. We have literally spoken to our website people about doing cup measurements and US measurements on our website. So in the coming months, all our recipes will have a little feature where you can click between Europe measurements and US measurements. So there you go. You asked, we shall deliver, even if it's a little bit slowly incoming.
It's
getting looking forward to Fresh coming out next month. Thank you very much, Grimwolf25. Yes, to a book signing. I hope you'll be there. If anyone is in the Los Angeles area and you want to come down and get a book signing, give me a hug. Let's do a selfie. Let me know in the comments box below. We would really love to hear from you. So we're trying to get a bit of excitement around that. So let me know. Someone said, Gina Cullum says, plug away. You've worked hard for this. Thank you very much. It's 4:19 a.m. in Malaysia, but who cares? It's Donal Skehan. Thank you. Beetroot burgers are lovely. Lots of lovely things here. Miss your vlogs. We're doing a lot more vlogs coming up as well, so thank you for mentioning them. Back to my thing. Oh, and I should mention an honorary mention, because this actually arrived in my mom's house, who now receives my Irish post. This is a beautiful little calendar from Nick from the Scran Line. Slightly late in getting this and mentioning it, but we have had it up in our little office here, and it's a beautiful. If you haven't followed the Scran Line, and by the way, you should follow all the people I've just mentioned. We'll leave their handles and all their information in the description box. But also check out Nick from the Scran Line. His cupcakes actually recently got delivered to Lady Gaga before the Super Bowl, and she tweeted him about them, or maybe messaged him about them. But he has beautiful cupcakes, and he sent me this little calendar, so you can see they are packed with gorgeous cupcakes and lots of delicious things to make you drool. Basically his channel is exactly like that as well, so there's loads of lovely things to check out there. That's my favourites. Over to you, Sophie.
Right.
It feels like she was not ready for that.
I don't know. Water bottles.
Water bottles.
Since we got here, I don't know why, I thought I see everyone walking around when we're out with Max with water bottles, and I was like, that's ridiculous. It's like cold and rainy and wet here. Why do you need a water bottle? But as soon as the sun comes out and you're stuck on the top of like Griffith Park or something, you need water. And it's also made me just be more conscious of how much water I drink, because I don't drink enough.
This is the biggest revelation of these water bottles, and like we were talking about what we should talk about for our favourites video, and Sophie said the water bottle, and I thought that's kind of ridiculous, but I will say that she bought 2 of these, and I've never seen you drink as much water, and it is so important to drink water during the day, and for someone like you.
More so here, because it's like, well, when it's not raining, since it has been since we got here, as soon as it gets warm, like you need to hydrate. And
You need to hydrate. She has.
Going back to basics.
So basically, pick up a bottle of water and you'll be sorted, okay? But yeah, it is quite handy. It means that you do kind of be more, you're more conscious of drinking water throughout the day, and especially in a country where it gets quite hot, you do need that little bit of hydration. So there you go. That's a water bottle. I particularly like the one you got, because it's. Sophie was saying the fact that it has this little handle is that I noticed her like walking down, swinging it. You have to be doing that.
Like, you don't have to carry it like a normal bottle. You can swing it along.
Yeah. So basically, your fingers will be banjacks, but you'll be grand. Okay, so that's yours. Okay, we're over to mine. Big thing at the moment in my life is we've kind of reclaimed our like eating habits, and we've been. I mean, if you follow on Instagram stories. You've been seeing how much cooking we've been doing, and it's so lovely to be back in the kitchen getting settled, and we've been eating well. So I think, in doing that, there's lots of ingredients that we've been picking up along the way, and I've mentioned yoga and all these sorts of things, and I do quite like kind of taking little elements of that healthy eating world, and one of the things that we have been using in our smoothies every single morning is Moringa powder, which is a huge source of vitamin A, and it's full of, there's a whole list of things. Basically, I'm just going to read it off the back of the pack, but anyway, Moringa powder, we went to Malawi, and we'll leave a link in the description box of the little documentary we shot in Malawi all about the work we did with Concern and the work that they do in Malawi. But one of the interesting things that never actually featured in the documentary was we went to see where Moringa powder is made, and it's basically, this is going to be the new superfood. Everyone talked about chia seeds. I feel like Moringa powder is going to be the next big thing because of its health benefits, and they have this thing on the back of this where it's basically Moringa versus kale, and you can see like the nutrients and everything are crazily different, and very much basically preferencing Moringa powder. But anyway, we use this in our I know, sorry, the only thing about Moringa powder is it goes everywhere, so yeah, if you don't seal it up properly, it's kind of like matcha green tea dust. It actually kind of has a little bit of that matcha green tea taste, but it's green, and you can add about a tablespoon to your smoothie. Lots of people have said you can make it into a tea as well. In the back of the pack it says you can make it into a pesto, but there's lots of ways of incorporating it into your diet, and it's a great little immune booster. So I remember when we were talking to people in Malawi, they were talking about they use it as a medicine, a traditional medicine over there. So great for your immune system, and if you can add a scoop of it into your smoothie or anything like that, it's a really great way of getting more nutrients into your body. So that's definitely one of my favorites. Right, over to you. I'll check the comments.
I had to get this anti-gravity spray when we got here because my hair is going crazy with I don't know if it's the humidity and the rain, but I can't control this thing. So the spray is the only thing that somewhat keeps it down. So that is my favourite.
Very nice. I'm disappointed that the anti-gravity spray hasn't allowed Sophie to elevate or levitate off the ground. It's just for her hair. But anyway, that's fine. We have a few comments coming in saying, Ruth O'Connor says, "Hi guys, we were just watching Follow Donal on RTE, and my other half, Kieran, was wondering, what do you do with all the prepared food on your cookery shows?" And to Max, our dog Mary says hi. Well, thank you very much, Ruth. A good question. We always get asked this about what happens to the food after.
I eat a lot of it.
Sophie eats a lot of it. We often, basically at the end of a shoot day, we will have basically piles of all the different foods that we've made, and they're all put into little lunch boxes and tin foil and cling film, whatever, wrapped up, and everyone is offered to take it home. So whatever gets left, we stick it in the fridge, and we tend to either freeze it or use it up in kind of as leftover meals, next few days after that.
Or hand it out to neighbours.
Or hand it out to neighbours. Yes, we haven't done that here yet, but hopefully they'll like us a little bit more.
When we need some brownie points.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, so it all gets used up, so never worry about that. And generally we eat quite a lot of it in the first place, so there's not always that huge amount of leftovers.
You have to feed the whole crew.
You
so
do, yeah.
Best to use the food that's already made.
Yeah. Brenda Ann O'Hearn says, lunch break is over. Love your live shows. So nice to see your wife with you. They like you,
Oh,
Sophie.
thank you.
It's very nice. Okay, so loads of lovely questions coming in. Keep them coming in. If you have any burning questions, ask them and we will answer them just as soon as we're done with these favourites.
I just have. No, I'm done.
No, you have your
Oh,
thing.
I have one
But
more.
I have my thing there. So,
Okay.
yes. Another thing while we've been getting settled into the house is finally, because normally, actually you keep talking because I want to show the little
No,
bag.
I'll go and get it.
You go get the bag. Okay, so anyway, she's like, I don't want to be left alone. Anyway, one of the things when I travel a lot, sorry, I'm conscious my head is being cut off. One of the things when I travel a lot is I hate putting like toiletries and stuff just in my suitcase because they go everywhere and I never know where everything is. And I think there's like, I'm fairly sure you
Why
get
don't you
like.
show the nice one that I got you
Oh yeah,
first?
that's true. Okay, I get. But anyway, when I'm traveling, I get pangs of anxiety because I have no idea where everything is. So I've had to get my way of kind of getting around this is getting super organized. And toiletries is a perfect example of things that there's so many little things. To have them in one place is key. And I know you're probably listening to me talk about this and going, why don't you just get a toiletry bag? I hate the toiletry bag because essentially you put all the things, and this is what Sophie wanted me to show you. Over Christmas, she got me this beautiful toiletry bag.
I really like it.
Really nice leather, and I do like it.
I
But
might start using it.
you should start using it. It's gorgeous. It's a really nice leather bag. But when you put things in here, it literally is like an Aladdin's cave. Everything goes everywhere. You can't see it. And basically, I've been traveling for the last maybe 10 years with that same case. We got in IKEA, and basically, it's kind of. I got this one from. Where is this one from? Muji. But it's basically one that you can hang up. It's one that you can hang up on the door. So if you're traveling in a hotel, all your toiletries go in there, and basically you have full insight as to where everything is. So I would say if you're like me and you get pangs of anxiety when you don't know where everything is and you haven't packed correctly, that thing is key to me. And I also make all my lists about where everything is because otherwise I get a bit nuts, don't I?
Yes, you do.
You can tell what that's all about. Anyway, we also, the one thing that I have been doing a little bit because we have been settled, which is nice to kind of get into a bit of a face scrubbing routine. And a few of the things, I got sent some lovely product from Kiehl's, this oil eliminator stuff, which is great. You put a little spray on that once you've washed your face in the night, and then there's like an oil eliminator moisturizer, so it's all about anti-shine. And when you're doing stuff on camera and things like that, you don't want to be a sweaty mess, so that's one of the things. The other thing is this hand cream. I use this all the time because any time I've been in the kitchen and I'm washing up all the time. She's going to laugh at me when I say I wash up, but I do wash up sometimes, don't I? Okay. Anyway, I do wash up sometimes, and when I do, I need a little bit of hand cream. So this stuff from Kiehl's is pretty good. Last thing is this shave lotion, which I got from someone who gave me that over Christmas. Rosemary, my lovely agent, and my book editor had also sent me some lovely stuff from Aesop, and it's like a shave balm. So I've been using those, and they've done me well. I feel like I have good skin at the moment, so that's my February favourite for sure. You go. What's your next one?
My last one.
Okay.
It's a big woolly scarf that I brought over from Ireland, thinking that it's just gonna sit in the corner of our new house and just not be used at all. It has saved my life since we got over here because it's been so cold, so windy. The house is kind of cold. It's the perfect blanket.
Oh, it's so good. I feel like we're on one of those QVC home shopping networks. We should have had links in the description box of where you can buy all this stuff. But
it's an old one now, but it was just the fact that I had something.
Where did you get it? Because I know people will ask. Zara, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's been some lovely comments coming in. Someone has the same scarf. Nadia has the same scarf. Someone asked if there's any more programs coming up on RT. I think there is. I can't say too much about it right now, but yes, Sophie's stamping on my foot. But yes, we're working on something for Irish Screens coming very soon, so we'll keep you posted on that. But very excited. Someone says #sweaty mess. What was that for? Oh yeah, because I mentioned the hot yoga and being a shiny mess. Anyway, welcome to California. There is such agricultural bounty here, especially with so much rain this year. Are you specifically planning special spring-summer recipes in the coming months? Yes, we are. We have a lovely load of great recipes coming up. We actually, I don't know if you know this, but we actually record in advance. So if you're expecting to see recipes in this kitchen, it'll probably be a little bit of a while because we have to set up here and we have to shoot stuff here. But I actually go back and we record in our lovely friend Karen's house who also does the whole like the food styling on the YouTube videos as well. So so there's a bit of a mixture, and you'll probably start to see a little bit more from this kitchen. We're planning to do stuff from here. Hopefully. If you do see videos from here, it'll be me and Sophie doing it. So we will have killed each other by the time it's done. So anyway, you can expect that and more. Right. What else? Me and my mum love watching you when you're on Saturday Kitchen. Probably because I can't speak quite well on camera. That's probably why that's happening.
Find some questions.
Okay. You find some questions. I have to show you my last thing, which I am obsessed with, and Sophie gives out to me because I'm always using it. But this is so good. This is, speaking of Muji, I got this there as well. I'm going to try and plug it in to show you. Have you seen one of these things before? This is a fragrance diffuser, or an essential oil diffuser. And basically you switch it on and it has this, wow, look, misty.
It's like, what is it?
Oh, it smells so good. Anyway, look, this is quite cool. I love, when you're doing a bit of the yoga and you're getting zen and all that sort of stuff. This thing mists out essential oils, so the room smells amazing, and it looks like you're in some sort of Hobbit movie. So I quite like the look of this. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but anyway, that is one of my absolute favorites. You kind of are sick of it, aren't you?
I always end up being this close to it, and then it's a bit.
What are you talking about, Toby? Anyway,
it's a bit overpowering.
It's you can only imagine when you're in bed and I start switching on this thing, you'll be very worried. But anyway, they are our February favourites. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Maybe we'll do another one of these if you enjoyed watching some of our favourites. I'm sure there's more things that we've been doing this month, but we'll have to save them up for another one. Right, we did promise a Q&A, so if you're still watching and you want to leave us a comment, let us know. We're going to go back and check some of the questions here, and we'll do our best to answer them. We have been doing this for 35 minutes, so we're going to leave it. We're going to cut it off at 1:45. So maybe we can start off with some of the questions. Is there anything you see there that's good?
Are you going to start your own backyard garden in LA?
Very good question. We are definitely going to start our own back garden. There's loads of stuff out there already. There's a lemon tree, there's an avocado tree, there's a fig tree at the front, and I think there's a plum tree to the left as well. So we've got lots of fruit coming out, but we don't have many kind of savoury stuff, so there's no herbs, and I need to get herbs. Someone actually I went to this great event last night called by the Feed. If you follow them on Instagram, they have like 1.2 million subscribers, and they basically share out some of the internet's most delicious recipes. And we've been featured on there recently, so I went to this event last night, and I met this lady called, she has a YouTube channel called Weelicious, and she told me that we have to go to Sunset Nurseries or something like that.
I've heard of that.
Have you? Okay. So we need to go to Sunset Nurseries and get our herbs from there, and we do have loads of little pots lined up and ready for it. So yes, we are definitely starting a garden soon.
They are asking, do you miss Europe?
It's funny because it feels like we've only just got started here, so I don't miss Europe too much and for me, I'm going back quite often because I'm going once a month basically to do Saturday Kitchen in London, and then I fly back to Dublin. So I've been getting to see Europe more than you have. So I guess it's a question for you. Are you missing it?
Not yet, because it's still very exciting that we have a house and that we have a home and all that. It's still new and you're still trying to find your way around, but I'm sure those missing home feelings will come. Homesickness is what I was looking for.
This is what happens with me and Sophie all the time. Because Sophie has this tendency to just kind of slow down her sentence near the end, and I realise she's searching for the English word. And
any word, really.
Any word in general. It comes eventually. You might have to explain the phrase banjaxed. Banjaxed is a word that my mother used to use when it means you're absolutely really tired and wrecked. And yes, you can. Sorry, it's misting everywhere. But anyway, banjaxed is a word that we used to always use as kids, and sometimes it comes out when I least expect it. And so that's what banjaxed is. Actually, last night at that event, I had to translate a lot of my Irish English to American English, because there's moments where American people don't understand what you're saying, and I'm sure if you're American, you're watching now, you'll probably have experienced that with me. But anyway, I will do my best to make myself understandable to most of you. Right, what else is there?
There was someone asking, what's the difference between shopping in an American supermarket and an Irish supermarket?
Well, you are the supermarket queen because you've been to every supermarket. I like to choose my one supermarket and go there every week, but Sophie likes to go to about 5 different supermarkets. So what? You tell us. Well, tell them why you do it.
Yeah, so you can find everything. It's very rare that I find one shop that has everything you need all the time.
So what is the difference between
The
the
difference
European
is
one?
that you get, like, in Ireland they would sell it as like a mega pack or family pack, and it's still smaller than what you would get.
Like the
Like,
big
If
jumbo
you get
packs.
like, if you get, I don't know, potatoes, or if you get salads, or like this thing, for example.
What are you going to pull out? Oh yeah.
This is the size of a spinach bag.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Yeah, actually, that's been it's a big thing of washed baby spinach, and we've been taking handfuls of that and putting it into smoothies. So it's quite handy. But even though it's a giant size, but yes, the size.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah, size definitely matters in America, and especially even if you're buying like a packet of chips, which is crisps
Never
back home.
in this house.
Never happens. But anyway, they're like this big rather than like a little packet of crisps that you get back home. So definitely one of those things.
That's the difference though, because we have to get better at using it all, because it goes like bad.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, the next thing we need to do is pick up some like Tupperware. Actually, I'm trying to find some really good, not Tupperware, not plastic stuff, but maybe some like metal containers. For the kitchen, just for leftovers and things like that, because we're cooking so much, we've got a lot of leftovers, and we do need some more storage thing. We would give you a proper tour of the kitchen, but it feels like we have more to add to it, and we're only kind of like slowly. There's nothing here is the major problem. Okay, what's your favorite food in the whole wide world? Asks Leah Call. Sophie, answer.
I can't. You go first.
I love Thai food, and Thai food is my absolute go-to. If I get, and you know this, like if we're ever walking and we're hungry, I will always choose Thai food or Asian food. I absolutely love like dumplings and noodles and all sorts of things like that. So, Sophie, you.
I have my Swedish crayfish, West Coast crayfish and prawns from Sweden.
Yeah.
Is amazing.
True, but
and you miss it because you can't get it anywhere else, and you just have to wait until you get back.
It's true, and you also mentioned the fact that we were talking, because we've been eating super healthy this last month, and Sophie yesterday confessed that she's kind of sick of the healthy eating and she just wants a big dirty lasagna. So I think dirty food is definitely on the list of things Sophie loves. Someone just asked about how many recipes does your book Fresh have? It actually has over 100 recipes in there. So
do you know the exact?
I have no idea what the exact amount of recipes are, but I know there's definitely over 100. Ooh, interesting. I just looked really closely at the cover for the first time. If you have got a copy of Fresh already, the UK Europe version, you'll notice the cover is quite different. So anyway, it's out in the US March 7th. Just another subtle plug. Anyway, back to the questions. Sweaty mess. There's a few more coming in. Both of you cute. Will you ever come back to Indonesia again and see other places than Bali? What do you think?
I would love to.
Yeah, Bali was amazing. We went. Actually,
I have this thing though, and Bali's not going to come out great. I love going to new places all the time.
Yeah.
I would prefer to go to somewhere I've never been than go back to the same place.
This is
so
true.
we have a few places to go
before
we come back to Bali, but I would love to come back.
Yeah, I mean on our list, it's kind of the problem is it's like harder now because Max is here and we don't have like my mom and dad to look after him, so traveling becomes a little bit more tricky, but it's not impossible. And one of the things a few of the places we definitely want to go are China, India, South Africa, and Australia.
Yes,
they're like the ones New Zealand as well. Like
Iceland?
Sophie wants to go to Iceland. I'm not crazy about it, or not that I'm not crazy
Donal
about
wants
it.
to go to sunny countries. I would love to go skiing.
I just have my 4 places I want to go, and then everything else is welcome. But I want to get there first, so that's why we constantly have this conversation. But dying to go to India. I see so much inspiration from there, and like we went to, even in Malawi, we went to an amazing food market there, and I think my soul becomes alive when I go to these sorts of food markets, and you see new things, and you try and taste new things, and it's just
there's nothing Donal wouldn't try.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
I feel like compared to a lot of people, I would have an okay level of it doesn't have to be too clean or too fresh or whatever. But you will try anything.
It's true. I have a steel stomach, so generally when we go to like food markets and things, I will give it a go. Even at the, a lot of the guide we were with in Malawi was like, you can't eat that, and there were 1 or 2 things I didn't eat. So, but anyway, yes, I love exploring and I love trying new things, and I will try anything. So when are they finally going to offer you the Saturday Kitchen gig full time, and would you take it? Very good question, and I don't know if I should answer these, but I would love Saturday Kitchen. I've been doing it regularly, and I have to say, doing a live cooking show, it's kind of like the Chew in America, in that you're hosting, you're interviewing guests, you're interviewing a celebrity, and you've got these great chefs cooking alongside you. So it is a dream job to have, and I've been loving doing it, and that's the reason I'm traveling like across the world to present it once a month, because I do love doing it. Yes, I feel like you have something to add to this.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, exactly.
You have to impress them first.
I'll have to impress them. Who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Either way, I've absolutely loved doing it, and we hope it'll continue. Are you going to cook with gluten now that you're in LA? Without gluten, I presume, because everyone's like on a gluten-free diet out here. We are all about balance on this channel, so we're all about teaching you guys to cook recipes that are all about balance. So you might see me making a burger one day, but another day you'll see lovely salads and healthy things. So it's all about the balance, my friends. Have you ever been to Latvia? No, but I would love to go to Latvia. Okay, who else?
What are you watching on Netflix?
What are we watching on Netflix? We are watching back series of Friends on Netflix at the moment. We are kind of obsessed with that.
Yeah, I watched a really good documentary last night that brought me to tears a few times, called The White Helmets, and it's about what's going on in Syria and the just people that are there, and they're volunteering and they're helping people get out of the rubble when buildings fall down, and it's worth watching if you're interested in what's going on in the world right now.
I haven't seen it, but we have been going to the movies, and one of our big favourites, there's two movies, one, and they're completely different, but both I think are up for Oscars at the moment. One is Nocturnal Animals.
Yes.
Yeah, Nocturnal Animals. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and it's got Amy Adams and Isla Fisher. No. But anyway, it is really dark and really scary and quite suspenseful, but really well shot and quite inspirational in the way the story gets told. There's a lot more to it than what you see at face value. So it's a really great movie if you haven't seen it. And then the other one, speaking of crying at things on TV, Lion. Go and see Lion. Oh my goodness.
We're late to the party. It's been out for a while.
Well, it was only my parents had seen it in Ireland sooner than we had seen it in a cinema in America, so I don't know how. But anyway,
it's a British movie.
It's a British movie, yeah. So you loved it.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain it.
Basically, it tells the story of a young Indian boy who gets separated from his brother and his family and travels across the world, and basically then he kind of has to retrace his steps, and it is the most incredible story. And there's so many moments where you feel like the hairs go up on your arm, and it's just, you can't believe that this is what a child has had to go through, and then
it happens every day.
And then the ramifications of what happens to his later life, from what happened during his childhood, it's amazing. So go see Lion, go see Nocturnal Animals, and go watch the White Helmets. I have to add that to my list. Hi Donal, Sophie, what else? Do you like Mexican food? We love Mexican food. What else? Hey from Sverige, kommer ni göra några veganska recept? Did I say it right? How do you read that?
Veganska, is that?
Veganska.
I would say vegan recipes.
I would say. We don't. Do we have any vegan recipes coming up? Not that I can think of right off the top of my head, but I would take your idea into account for sure.
Yeah. I'm struggling with my Swedish at the moment. It's very frustrating to not the words are not coming as quick, and they are if you have to read something, it's what does that mean? And it's weird when you don't use your own language as much. I just have to get better.
You have to start speaking it more to me so I can learn again. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this lovely little live episode, and we are celebrating 500,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel, so we are absolutely thrilled. Thank you for joining, and we have lots more coming up. This week on Thursday, there is a collab with Brandy Malloy from Pop Sugar. She is showing me how to make a s'mores pie, and I've never had a s'mores before, so
and you never brought any back for me.
I know, yeah. Sophie was disgusted that I didn't come home with any of that. But anyway, I had never had s'mores, and Brandy popped my s'mores cherry, so you can check that out on Thursday. And then on Sunday, what's the video on Sunday? Mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yes. So we're making beautiful, gooey, chewy mozzarella sticks that are coated in a kind of Parmesan breadcrumb exterior. They're absolutely gorgeous with the marinara sauce. We had them at Smorgasburg, LA. Maybe was it during the summer we had it? Or earlier. Anyway, last year we had them and I've been thinking about them ever since. So that they're coming up on Sunday. So there's lots of stuff coming up. Make sure to stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. Leave us loads of comments below. We'll do our best to answer them, and make sure to stick around on the channel because there's lots more great stuff coming up. Okay, until then, I now have to walk around to the camera. So you wave goodbye to them all. Okay, keep waving. Goodbye.